Sure.
talk about it a
Sure.
little bit more?
The first thing I would like to chat about in this regard is getting a client. One of
That's
the
always great, especially for coaches.
Sure, there are a couple aspects. Number one would be, okay, if I'm looking for a client, should I be worried about what everyone says, which is the free consultation, right? The free coaching session,
Oh.
right? Important piece. A lot of coaches do it. What you have to worry about when you use this tool is don't make it a full coaching session. And the vast majority of coaches do. You can't help it. You're a coach. You want to help them. So you give them a lot, and you make it a full session. And then what do they say? That
Thank
was
you.
awesome. Thank you so much. And they leave.
Right.
You've got to make sure that kind of flows in, and you just give them a little bit of a taste.
Right.
And if you want more, here you go.
Right. And when I got started in coaching about 7 years ago, I did it for a very short time off, and I saw it did not work.
Yes.
What I actually started doing was calling it a complimentary coaching consultation.
Nice.
So they understood when right off the bat, this is not a coaching session.
Right.
I will ask questions, and there'll be some coaching questions, but this is really to find out if coaching is the right path for you, and we're right for each other.
Well, you have an advantage.
As client and coach.
You've been able to, with your previous experience, be in the sales field.
Right. That is my background.
A lot of coaches don't have that advantage. Right. So they're going to come in, and even though you're going to tell them, don't do it, their instinct is going to take over, and they're going to sit in that session and go, okay, let's just do a little bit more. Okay, let's do a little bit more.
And they don't ever get down to what needs to happen to close the sale.
Absolutely. So that's an important piece to consider. There are other pieces you might want to consider in general. Where do you network? Where do you meet people? Let me give you a couple of good tips to network. The first one is, do your best.
By the way, Larry is an absolute maven and expert in sales and networking.
Thank you. Thank you. One of the things about networking is network within your assumed client base. Where do you want your clients? Do you want your clients to be in advertising? Do you want your clients to be executives in manufacturing? Do you want your clients to be bankers? Do you want your clients to be X, whatever you want them to be? Then get in front of them. Get in front of those people. And I mean physically join their associations. Get in front of them when they're doing speaking engagements. Do speaking engagements in front of them. And you might say, Larry, how am I going to go to, say I want architects as my client base. How am I, as some coach, going to join an architect, association?
Right.
You're going to pay the fee. That's what you're going to do. That's it. They're going to let you in. They're going to let you right in. And you get in and get around them. When you're networking, don't coach. This is really hard. Yes. The problem with so many coaches is you want to coach. Again, you want to help. So that personality comes out and you want to help them. The problem is when you're networking with someone, they often don't want to be coached now.
Right.
They haven't given you permission to coach them yet.
Exactly. Yeah.
Also, if you start coaching right away, they often see it as you're looking for business.
Right. Yeah.
Versus the reverse, when you're networking, just chat with them about them. Just talk, just chat.
Yeah.
Let them ask you, what do you do?
Right.
Let them ask you, how do you do it? If they don't ask, guess what? They don't care. And that's okay. You don't have to let them know this. Yeah. If you're looking at networking as, I'm going to go to this association, I'm going to come home with 4 clients, you're fooling yourself.
Right.
You should look at networking as a beginning of building relationships. You go there for the first time, you meet them, they see, oh, he or she, you're nice, got it? Now you follow up. The secret to good networking is, if your follow-up fails, your networking fails. That's it. No matter how good you are, your slick sayings, not going to matter. If you can follow up well, you've done well. The concept is, you meet people, 4, 5, 10, whatever you meet. Now can you email them later and get a response? If you get a response, now you can do a meeting with them again, or you have a cup of coffee with them, or you see them at the next event, and you go several times, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 times. And before you know it, they start saying, this coach is squared away. He or she, he does know us. I should talk to him. And now the clients start coming. So I'd keep those 2 pieces. Your consultation is short, not everything, and get in front of the right people, the people you want to be in front of. Don't sell them, start the relationship.
And I have to say that when I heard Larry talk at one of his presentations, he talked about networking. And I remember one of the things that really stayed with me, and I'm a quintessential networker. I've been in advertising sales my entire life. I've been out in the public eye. So networking comes pretty easy
Sure.
to me. Um, it's talk about, let someone talk about themselves.
Yes.
People love to talk about
Absolutely.
themselves, and keep that going.
Yes.
And even if at the end of the encounter you ask for their card and say, may I follow up with you, they're so much more eager, I think, to be responsive because
Yes.
you've let them talk about themselves
Absolutely.
and told them. And I think the second thing is, when you're networking, don't try to cover the whole room.
Yes.
Pick out a couple of key people that you think you might want to meet and call it a day. Does that sound?
You brought that. That's a great point. You should, your goal in networking should never be, I want to meet 8 people. I want to meet 6 CEOs. I want to meet 3. It should be go network, meet as many people as you can take. You know, some people don't mind and they're naturally open and they can meet 25 people in an event. They're okay. Some people get burned out after 4, burned out after 8.
Right.
So if you're the kind of person who says, you know what, 6 is enough, stop at 6, it's okay.
Right.
If you're the kind of person who says, no, 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 I'm good, I can meet 40 people, meet 40 people. It's whatever your own personality can handle.
Right.
What can you handle to where you don't become this person? Yeah, who you? Oh, yeah, who? And you don't want to become that person, right? As long as you can
Right.
still competently engage with people, get that good, warm, fuzzy feeling, as long as you can do that, keep meeting. When you feel like it's time to go, go.
And the thing you don't want to do is, if you're talking to somebody, looking
Yeah.
over your,
Yes.
your shoulder, thinking,
Mhm.
who can I meet?
Right.
And totally avoiding
Right.
the
Yeah.
person in front
I'm
of
just here because
you.
I have to be. Excuse me. Yeah. Okay. Right. Exactly right. Yes.
And to networking, may I just
Please,
throw in,
please, go ahead, please,
When
of
I was
course.
in advertising sales, we were looking to reach this client that we wanted to have in our advertising pages. And I went to this event, and one of the people from this company was standing there. And I started chatting with him. He told me about what the company was doing and what they were using. And I picked up on some words and went back and really put together what he was talking about. And from that point, we presented it to him and we got the business.
He knew you heard him. Perfect.
And,
Well done. Great. Great.
So
Great.
you have to also listen
Yes.
to what's
Yep.
being said and
Yep.
what somebody's trying to tell you. And if you can pick up on it, or if you get their card and then email them and say, by the way, great meeting you, and this is something that I thought you said, blah, blah, blah. Is this true? Or, maybe we can explore it, that you've picked up on something.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone loves to be seen and heard.
100%. That's great.
And that's human nature.
With the seen and heard piece, I'll go one step further. When you're networking, what should you wear? It's a big thing. I know a lot of coaches have told me, Larry, I have to wear something that shows that I'm calm, I'm relaxed, so I should
they
not
dress
wear a
in blue?
tie. Well, they don't wear a tie, say, or they'll just wear a polo shirt or something like that. I always wear a suit. You always see me, I'm always wearing a suit.
I can see.
I always wear a suit.
You're so dressed up.
It's what I do. Now, people say, Larry, should I always wear a suit? No. The answer is, whoever you're trying to see, whoever you're in front of, dress how they see success. That's the critical piece. Not how you feel, what will make them see success. If you're trying to go around bankers, it's a suit and tie.
Right.
That's what they see as success, right? But maybe if you're in the IT world, it may not be that.
Jeans and sneakers.
It might be the polo shirt, right?
Exactly.
It could be that with the khakis. I'm not sure where, but you want to dress whatever they see as success.
Right.
They should look at you and go, that's success.
Interesting.
Unconsciously.
Yeah.
If you think, well, I need to dress this or dress that, I should always wear a suit, only if people see that as success, yes, then you should be able to wear a suit every day.
Exactly.
It's not about what you feel. It's about their connotation. What feeling do they get from your dress? So that's part of your branding.
That's so fun. I was just going to ask you, is that part of the branding?
Yes.
We've only
Yes.
had a few hours together,
There we
Larry,
go.
Yet we're in sync
I
here.
love it. The problem is most people believe, and this is across the board, that branding is a logo. You will
It's the whole
find
package.
graphic designers consistently saying, I do branding. They don't do branding. They create logos.
Right.
That's not branding.
Interesting.
It's not, they will tell you
Right.
that. They don't know any better. They're ignorant. They think they do branding. They don't. They create logos. Logos is one small part of your branding. Let me tell you a good definition of branding for you. A good definition is the feeling that people get when they interact with your marketing and operations. That's branding. The feeling people get when they interact with your marketing and your operations.
So that's the whole package.
That's
Is that
correct.
what you're saying?
Yes, it's everything. It's everything. It is your logo. It's also your website. It's also your dress. It's also your words. It's also your office space if you have that. It could be your phone number. All these things matter. I remember when I got my second office, my phone guy was asking me if I wanted to have 212 Neo-Sage, because Neo-Sage has 7 letters. I said no. And he said, why not? It's great branding. I thought, no, it isn't. Having your name and your phone number is retail. It's not good branding. What am I, a late night infomercial? 1-800-NEO-SAGE, right? No, I don't want that. Do you want an 800 number so people can call you? No, that's retail. I'm not retail. So even though that may seem cool, it's not good branding. So even my phone number, so I took a phone number that had 2 zeros at the end. Because 2 zeros at the end makes it seem like you have several other extensions. That's effective branding. So it's every part of how you put it together. Your business card too.
Right.
People will tell you all the time, your business card is your brochure.
Right.
It is completely false. It is not. And here's why it's not. They throw it away. They throw your business card away. You get it and they throw it away. Most of them don't even remember your business card. You're fooling yourself. It is not at all your brochure. Your business card is one thing only, a brand. They will take it and have a feeling.
Yeah.
If that feeling is you're cheap, that's your brand. If the feeling is you're smart, that's the brand. You're expensive, that's the brand. You're savvy, you're whatever. You're good, you're elite, you're funny, whatever it is, that's the brand. Now, no piece is right. It all depends upon what your brand is.
Right.
Are you putting yourself out as the guy who calms everyone? I should feel calm. Are you putting yourself out as smartest guy on the planet? I should feel like you're smart. It's whatever your brand is should match even that.
Right.
So because I'm going to take your card, and if I care, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to data enter it someplace and throw it away. I'm going to scan it, throw it away. Or if I don't care, I'm just going to throw it away before I even do anything if I don't care. But I want to get that feeling. That's what my important piece about my brand. My card, if you remember my card,
Right.
doesn't even say what I do on it. Doesn't even say what I do. And the extreme example, which I'm not advocating, I'm just saying as an example, if you've ever seen the movie Hitch with Will Smith,
Yes.
maybe
It's just on
4
last
years
night.
ago, was it? There we
Yeah,
go.
it was
So
on last night. I
if you
didn't watch
notice,
it, but it was
if you
on.
notice
I
his
noticed.
business card, all it had on it was a phone number. The concept is very elite. If you know it, you know it. If you don't, you don't. Now, that's extreme. You should not go there. But the concept is, I'm using that as an example to show that this is saying it's really elite.
Right.
That
Interesting.
image it's so elite that if you don't know what this phone number
Right.
is, don't even call.
Right.
That's how special this guy is.
I'm wondering if also somebody's presence
Mm-hmm.
and how they show up and come off is also part of a branding. If you're a coach,
Sure.
and you don't come across as that, you know, in the meeting, in how you show up, what is somebody going to think? And it could be in any.
I love this idea.
Any industry across the board, whether, you know, you're a health counselor, how are you showing up? Are you a personal trainer and you come in being 20 pounds overweight and not fit? Who's going to want to buy your services?
It goes to 2 points. The first point is, what do I see as success? Right now, if I'm a chef, I can be overweight. Seriously, right? Don't we see the fat chef as, oh, he must be good, he eats his own food.
Right.
We think,
I
so,
marvel at that.
yes.
Absolutely.
If you're a chef, you can be 40 pounds overweight. All good. We're good with that. So it doesn't necessarily mean you have to be in shape or not in shape. It's what do I see as success? I'm a personal trainer? Yeah, I better be in great shape. People see that as success. Even if I'm a bad personal trainer. In fact, I'm sure some personal trainers are good and are overweight. Doesn't matter. My brand has to be a certain way.
Yeah.
You know, so in that case, you're totally right. So if I'm the coach who says I'm the executive coach, I should dress like an executive, right? That's successful. So I should dress the way, should come across the way. I should speak that language.
Right.
But also, a second piece to coaching in particular, I should not come across as a coach.
Right.
People should not know I'm a coach at all by me saying hello to them.
Right.
If I scream coach, they're going to run away as fast as they can.
Right.
Their mental barriers will pop up right away. I don't need you. I don't need you. Here's the most important piece to remember. If you want elite clientele doesn't believe you can help them.
Yes.
They just don't believe it.
That is true.
They don't
That is
believe it.
absolutely
It
true.
doesn't matter if it's true. They don't believe it. They think you can't help me because I think I'm elite.
And I know everything.
I know everything. I'm elite. So what you have to do is build that relationship.
Right.
That takes 3, 4, 5, 6 meetings, not saying I'm a coach. I'm a coach. Just saying I'm a person.
Right.
Who doesn't
Exactly.
need
Right.
who doesn't need your business? Who deals with people like you but doesn't need you? If that comes across, the elite people will flock to you. If you come across, I'm an executive coach, I deal with elite people, they will run from you.
Right.
They will never say yes to you.
Or if you meet someone and say, "Oh, hi, Joe. Tell me, what's going on in your life?"
Yeah, yes, exactly.
Can I?
Yes.
They throw out a question.
Absolutely.
Or, gee,
Yes, you don't want to be a coach.
Right.
In networking,
Exactly.
you do not want to be a coach. This does not apply if you're in the sales process with someone who's saying, I'm looking for a coach.
Right.
Does not apply. Please be a
Right.
coach in that case.
Right.
But when you're just meeting someone, the best branding for a coach is not to be a coach.
Just to be you.
Just to be you. Exactly
and,
right.
Again, build the relationship.
And understand
as long
that
as it takes.
if I'm selling copiers, that's not intimate. It's a piece of equipment, it's a machine. I can make a quick hit. It's okay. I can say, hey, I'm a copier guy. Need a copier? I can do that. If I'm a coach, it's a very intimate sale.
Yes, it is.
So you have to be prepared to meet someone 3, 4, 5, 6
Definitely.
times. Plus,
Definitely.
everyone knows a coach. Everyone knows 5 coaches. Everyone knows coaches. So what makes you so special? You're like the other guy I know. 3, 4, 5 times meeting that person, yeah, all of a sudden, boom, close.
Right.
So I'd consider that piece also in building your brand out. Branding also includes your web presence.
Right.
If you don't have a LinkedIn page and you're a coach, get one today. You should have a Facebook presence. It doesn't have to be big, but you should have a presence. You have to have some type of a website. If you think you don't need a website, you are fooling yourself. You need some type. It doesn't have to be a huge thing. It could be a one-pager even. So you must have a web presence. That's important because people will look you up. If they can't find you, they will assume you're fly-by-night. Even if you're not, they will assume it, which means either you won't close, or you're going to have trouble closing, or your price point's going to be lower. They got to find you.
We're going to move on in
Please,
a
go
minute
ahead.
because we want to talk about your Ivory Tower radio show.
Ah, thank you.
But, in today's world of social media, whether you like it or not, and no matter what age you are, it's a must.
Yes.
It's absolutely a must.
And it doesn't have to
I
be
don't
what
know
the
that-
kids are doing.
Yeah, right, of course.
It doesn't have to be that. People
Right.
get afraid, and there are 2 things to worry about with social media. People start, they get on Facebook or LinkedIn and get a bunch of requests. And then they go, I don't want to deal with this, all these people requesting from me. Ignore them.
Right.
It's okay. The advantage of social media, it's faceless. Just ignore them. Oh, I didn't get your request. Ignore them. Connect to the people you want to connect. Post what you want to post. You don't have to say everything. A good way of dealing with social media, something we talked about, is doing a radio show.
Talk about your radio
I do a
show.
radio
We have
show
2 minutes.
every Tuesday, 9
So,
p.m. You go to ivorytowerradio.com. That's ivorytowerradio.com or talkingalternative.com. Click on my face, my handsome mug, and you'll go to my show. It's a live show, 9 to 11 every Tuesday, and I talk about different issues. Tomorrow night, I'll be discussing how to achieve your goals. 2-hour show. I often have a co-host and sometimes a guest, but usually not. So what does this do for me? Do I have hundreds of thousands of people listening? No. Many people listening, but it allows me to promote myself. Great idea for you coaches. Promote yourself.
And on that note, we're going to have to stop in a second, but Larry is going to be our guest speaker at our ICF meeting on Wednesday, January 19th.
Next week.
Next week already at 6 o'clock. So if you're in the area and you want to come and hear Larry in person,
Look at that.
please come, and we have you can go to icfnyc.org and you can sign up to come and hear this fabulous person.
And please connect to me on Facebook or LinkedIn. Larry
Absolutely.
Sharpe, please connect.
Larry, we do have a minute, and I just want to say thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
This has been a lot of fun. You are dynamic.
Thank you.
And informative, and I've just enjoyed being with you.
Oh,
Thank you again for coming.
Hope I helped some people.
And we'll see you next week.
Great.
Take care.
Bye-bye.